news that came out of a different show, I should say, not even our show, but I'll give them the credit because they're saying they have sources here. Sources.
Sources
So
say
Gary Meyer on ESPN New York radio interviewing Charlie Weis, which of course, former head coach for the Notre Dame football team, former offensive coordinator under Bill Belichick back in the days, former was he also was on the Chiefs? Like, is he a Chiefs head coach? Remember right too? I think at one point.
I think so.
I don't know.
The Chiefs. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anywho,
so yeah, he's on the show and they're talking about the Giants and football in general. And it came up that Gary Meyer says, "Hey, I got sources that tell me point blank that apparently Brian Daboll he liked Jaxson Dart so much he wanted to draft him at number 3 overall. And the only reason it didn't happen is because he got shot down by Joe Schoen." And I gotta say that listen, I know Jaxson Dart's having a really good start here, but that goes into my category of reasons I don't like Brian Daboll.
Yeah, talk about shooting you a little early.
Yeah, if it's true, we haven't heard anything on our end of that, but that's somebody willing to put it out there on radio saying, "Hey, I got sources. They told me this." Like he definitely takes a chance of egg in his face if he doesn't have any kind of source in this whatsoever. Now, can also say this: Charlie Weis's son, Charlie Weis Jr., is the quarterback's coach over at Ole Miss. So obviously he knows some things as well, and he basically was all on it. Yeah, Daboll wanted him bad. Like that was all confirmed by him at that point. But to think he'd want him at 3, that's a little insane.
Yeah. I mean, were they going to get him in the back end, moving up the drafts? Probably the right move to get Dart where you want him, but yeah. At number 3, you get the best talent prospect.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't give that.
You're talking about Abdul Carter, who we got obviously at that pick. That is, well, we still to be decided what he is. Really, let's be honest here, but he has the potential to be a really great pass rusher. Meanwhile, Jaxson Dart, nobody had a top 5 pick grade on him. The only thing I could say to Daboll's defense is no one had a top 5 grade on Bo Nix, who we'll face this weekend. Obviously, nobody had a top 5 grade on, Michael Penix, except maybe us. But like no one thought it was going to go down that way. Like, look at how quickly these quarterbacks go. So I can get where if like Daboll's that hell bent on like, hey, I need to get me some Jaxson Dart. Like he's my quarterback. And
especially after last year's draft.
And that's what I'm saying. He's like, look what happened last year. Like, take your shot because I don't care how. And listen, I know this is kind of a BS thing, but it's the truth. That if you think about it, though, it's a horrible way to think. But it's like, let's say hypothetically, Abdul Carter is a Pro Bowler. Let's just throw that out for a minute. Okay, he's a Pro Bowl caliber player. If Jaxson Dart's even an above average quarterback, which again, jury's still out on both those guys. I don't think it's safe to have a full opinion on those guys. At a few games into the season here. But if he's just an above average, not a Pro Bowl guy, but above average, you would take him in a heartbeat over a Pro Bowl pass rusher.
Yes.
There's positional value. So, I don't know. It's like I don't know if it's true. Again, we haven't heard anything on our side, so I'm not going to sit here and say that we're saying it's true. I haven't heard a damn thing on it. But it's interesting because it also shows a little bit dynamics between Daboll and Joe Schoen here, because Joe Schoen didn't just give him what he wanted. He went ahead and said, no, I'm not going to do it, but I'll go back in and get your guy. I'll go get your guy. You just got to trust me to do that. And I'm going to get my guy and your guy if we can get this done this right.
Yeah. Which you don't want to give much kudos to those two guys right now, but like that shows like a unity with them working together. And they,
depending on how it was, I will say that because we weren't in the room for that. Like, was Daboll flipping
Yeah.
out, like acting like his baby was in a medical tent? Like, I'm just saying, like, we don't know the scenario. Like, I gotta say that Daboll doesn't strike me as the usual calm person who doesn't get his way.
I mean, it depends. I mean,
yeah, I would have loved to just be in a fly in the room and see if that actually went down and how it went down. Like,
I'm sure, like that conversation wasn't had at draft. It was done way before then.
yeah.
So it was like, they're probably sitting in a board meeting, and Dave was like, "I want this guy. This should be our number 3 draft pick." And Dave was like, "You whack. Like, we'll draft up, we'll trade up, but
Yeah.
number 3 goes to the best talent."
Yeah, and that's what we did. I like what we did in this draft still. Like I said, jury still had the 2 big names, obviously, but I like what we did. And I think that we got a guy who's got a potential to be a great player. You see flashes for an Abdul Carter at the pass rush ability. And you do see, obviously, what they like about Jaxson Dart. He's the toast of the town right now. Now,
Yeah.
time will tell, though, is he Jeremy Lin or Patrick Ewing? Like, I'm just gonna throw that out there. Like we don't know, and that's why, like, I know I get called negative. It's not that I'm negative on Jaxson Dart. I'm not. I love what I see so far, but I'm realistic. It's early. The jury's still out. So let's see what he becomes.
My big takeaway with Dart too is a lot of things we looked at college and we're like, "Oh, he holds on to the ball too much." He does that at times still, but
yeah.
But you see him like not, we said not able to read the defense. I mean, I guess he couldn't read against the Saints, but he really has made progression.
Yes.
So to knock that pick is, I see that could be Daboll's guy. So I see his argument to a point, but at number 3 overall is.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying I think based on what he's done, if he was the number 3 overall pick hypothetically, and he did so far what he's done so far, we wouldn't be upset. Let's be very frank about that. But where he was at, I don't think they're wrong in their thought process. Like, nobody was as high as him as they were, apparently. Like, that's most people had a second round grade on him. So, unfortunately, it's partially a product because of where he came from. So, like I said, I'm glad it worked out the way it did. I like the trade for Jaxson Dart. We didn't give up a ton to get back into that first round to go get him. We got a 5th round option on him now if need be. We still got Abdul Carter, who, again, we don't know what he is yet, but he's shown some flashes. I know some people are getting a little frustrated with him, but he's shown flashes and still some really good plays. It's just a matter of completing the sack. And he's gotten so close so many damn times, it's not even funny. So, like I said,
Yeah.
I thought that was an interesting tidbit to come out of that show, and I'm wondering still if it's even true. But if it is, it's kind of interesting that they weren't on that same page though too, because everybody always thinks of them as simpatico because of them being both from Buffalo and all, and it's just it's odd. I don't know,
Yeah.
So, well, like I said, we'll find out. Maybe some more stuff comes out of that. Maybe he starts showing sources that other people say, I'm not so sure about that. You never know. Might happen. Depends on the source. So,
thanks for watching. Like the show? Of course you do, or you would have turned it off by now and not be hearing me. There are plenty of ways to support the show. YouTube is the best place to join us, and we offer memberships there with fun benefits like custom emojis and early access to video clips. Of course, there you can also send super chats and stickers to send one-time support payments. The best way to support the show is to buy these drunk idiots beers at buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. Along with one-time support payments, there are also monthly plans, so you can continue to help kill their livers each month. You can also show people that you are a goofball by visiting our store at 2giantgoofballs-shop.fourthwall.com. We got everything from shirts, hats, phone cases, funny candles, buttons, stickers, and even a 2 Giant Goofballs towel to dry off your goofballs. Of course, you can always support the show for free by simply hitting the like, subscribe, and share button wherever you are watching or listening to this. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It helps the show tremendously, and quite frankly, the goofballs suck at marketing and need your help to get the word out. Thank you for being part of the Goofball Army and for taking the time out to support the show.
If you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too.
Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please.